These three words describe the worldwide daily existence of most people of African heritage. It's the reason why I became an activist, a Pan-Africanist. Across Africa, the Caribbean, and Latin America, my family pays the cost of a reinvented system of slavery and colonialism called globalization. It's a worldwide system of capitalism that puts profit before people. It wants the fruits of our labor, but erects borders restricting our movements. It's a system killing the world's ethnic majority on a fake altar of human rights and democracy. In the UK, death for Africans occurs directly at the hands of racist police and immigration officers. I Can't Breathe features in the cases of David Oluwale, Joy Gardner, Roger Sylvester, Christopher Alder, Frank Ogboro, Sean Rigg, Jimmy Mubenga, Rashawn Charles in Hackney, and so many, many others. We keep forgetting their names. We keep forgiving them. That's what trauma does. We bury the pain out of shame. We don't want to look weak, so we just don't speak. Yet by now we should have learned doing so means the abuse, the pain never lessens. So what do we do instead? Well, we tweet, we post, we march, we vote. But it's not enough. Playing their game of respectability is not enough. I mean, people moan when we riot, when we rise with righteous rage and seek to burn down everything that symbolizes their systems of oppression. But I Can't Breathe also happens in our sleep, for fuck's sake, through smoke and fire, as with the Grenfell families. This is not some ancient history, it's going on right now. Ma'afa continues right now. People murdered by the state through systems of structural racism that just never lets up. Sisters like Eshe Labi in the UK or Sandra Bland in the States, all those on the front line during this actual epidemic, and before them, all those affected by the Windrush scandal. There is a direct link, people, between what happens here in the UK and over there in the US under that regime of that crazy man, Donald Trump. And he's the pal of Boris Johnson and Piers Morgan. Don't get it twisted, they are not on our side. Under a COVID-19 lockdown, when money is scarce, 100,000 people are dead, George Floyd is arrested for trying a $20 scam in a food shop. Despite not resisting arrest, it cost him his life for $20? And now white supremacy is calling my people thugs and calling for military to start shooting. Don't any of you dare start criticising those rebelling against a system that keeps the wealthy safe and murders the most vulnerable. In a couple of days, lockdown in the UK will be over, despite less than 1% in this country having caught the virus. Despite there being at least 50,000 dead, forget the official figures, in the UK. That's a higher number than the whole of the EU. We're going to have schools and markets open on Monday. You're going to be able to have barbecues with your mates and your families. And the scientific officers who are supposed to be impartial are going along with this shit, this farce. In a couple of days' time, we're going to be presented with a report that says we will have investigated the cause of disproportionate deaths of African and Asians. They'll say the term BAME and have concluded it's their own fault. They'll say that we have multiple comorbidities, that if we ate better, exercised more, had better education and jobs, then we would still be alive. And what are we going to do when we get that report? Absolutely fucking nothing. I mean, during this pandemic, we have learned that regardless of what continent we are on, wherever structural racism is present, we die faster, harder, and in greater numbers than anyone else. And while the media rightly focuses on exposing a British government that believes the needs of the one, a privileged and moral one called Cummings, outweighs that of the many, it fails to recognise the non-stop trauma of my people. It doesn't understand that we are being forced to explain to our children while we continue to die why some of us, rather than speak up, hide. Why some are forced to pretend, I'm all right, boss, going back to work, I say back to work, they've never stopped, increasing their viral load, using their bodies to shield others that wouldn't spit on them if they were on fire. We live this lie each and every day of our lives. Our children deserve a better future. Did you even know that we are halfway through the United Nations Decade for People of African Descent? Can you believe that? Check it up. This government, as did many others around the world, said they would do absolutely nothing to mark it, nothing to stop Afrophobia. And they've kept true to their word. They've done nothing to stop us dying. But if we, not them, if we allow the new normal to return to the old one, then we won't survive. Kinonshe, rise. There's a song, Shaka Zulu Picnic, listen to it, operate on a higher frequency. Know that the power we have goes beyond the physical. It is spiritual. It's eternal. No matter how many of us they kill, we will survive. But right now, we need to do more, people. Family, we got to do better. We need to learn how to seize the opportunity and thrive. We want to do more than survive. We need to rise. We need to do it through protests and radical education. We need to quietly meet up and then eat and then organize for liberation. We need to follow in the steps of our ancestors, our rishas, and rise up. No more of this, I can't breathe. I won't take this anymore. That's what we need to be saying. Breathe, I can't breathe.